Who are the villains of St. Mark's Gospel? What do you think? Were they the Roman soldiers who occupied Holy Land at that time? Not really. How about sinners, tax collectors, prostitutes? Are they the villains? Certainly not. Maybe then religious authorities of the Jewish people. Are they the dark characters of St. Mark's Gospel? No, not even them. So who is the villain of the Gospel of St. Mark? The answer might surprise you. You see, Mark clearly makes the disciples of Jesus to be the villains of his story. The disciples. I see you scratching your head and thinking to yourself, nah, it's not possible. Oh, yes, it is. Think about it. Mark tells a story where the disciples are so narrow-minded, they are so extra competitive, they are stubborn and constantly proving themselves to be the villains in the story of Jesus. Time and time again, they act before they think. And if they think, their thinking is so limited, so not compatible with the vision of Jesus, that they get reprimanded. 2 weeks ago, we witnessed a story in the Gospel when a group of children approached Jesus and they, perhaps even with some good intentions, prevented them from coming closer to their master. Thank goodness, Jesus says, do not stop them. Let the children come to me. Last Sunday, we heard the story of St. James and St. John coming to Jesus and asking him for a very strange favor. Let us sit on your right and left hand in the kingdom of God. Make us your favorite disciple. Their understanding of God is so small, so narrow, that Jesus has to reprimand them. And finally, today, we witness the disciples of Jesus rebuke the blind man Bartimaeus, who screams, Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me. Holier than thou, disciples tell him, be quiet, shut up. But he does not stop. Jesus, Son of David, have pity on me. Luckily, Jesus hears him himself. He comes closer, looks straight into his heart and soul, and asks, what is it that you want me to do for you? You see, there is no doubt in my mind that the disciples of Jesus are the villains in St. Mark's Gospel. Clearly, he wanted to warn the future leaders of the church to not prevent people from coming closer and having a personal encounter with Christ. Clearly, he had some negative experiences with the leaders of the newly born church, that he makes the disciples the villains of his story, which makes us pose a very important question. Can it be that it is the church who is the biggest impediment to spreading the message of Jesus? Can it be that it is the Christians ourselves who prevent others from knowing the God of Jesus? The question applies to us on both levels, communal and personal. For the last 2,000 years, it was the church, the people of faith, the disciples of Christ, who decided who is worthy enough, who is saintly enough to come closer to Jesus, and who should be kept at arm's length. For the last 2,000 years, it was the leaders of faith that have scandalized and pushed away millions of people from having a personal encounter with Christ. Now, how about ourselves? Are my actions, my words, is my life attracting others to Christ, or is it pushing them away? Think about what you do in your life. Think about how your neighbors see and perceive you. When they look at your choices, when they look at your priorities, when they hear you speak, when they observe your actions, are they thinking, I should try being a follower of Christ? Or perhaps they are scandalized by how we live our faith in daily lives. My friends, we know for certain who were the villains in St. Mark's Gospel. Let us make sure that we do not play the same role in the story of Christianity in the 21st century.